What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for a strategy with the ticker symbol MSTR. I will first be going over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So I just want to close out the month with one more analysis for MSTR. I will be going on vacation from December 7th through about the 21st, so I might not be making any videos during that time. So just a heads up, I'll probably give more information about that as we get closer to the December 7th timeline. I've been pretty bearish on MSTR just because the price has been going down. And, that's typically how you want to analyze things based on the price. You can always come up, reasons why it shouldn't be at this price, but that's not reality, right? Reality is that the market values the stock at this price, and that's what you got to pay for it, right? It doesn't matter what you think it should be worth. For example, if you were to sell your car on the marketplace, you might have it at a certain price, but what actually it sells for and what actually other cars of the same condition sell for and brand and model, that is what is worth, not what you believe it to be worth, right? Same thing for MSTR. Doesn't matter how many Bitcoin they hold. It doesn't matter who Michael Saylor is. It doesn't matter what, preferreds they offer, blah, 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 what MNAV it is. This is what the market values the stock at, and this is what you have to work with, right? So I've been bearish for a while now, several months for MSTR because it has been showing signs of weakness in the chart, which means that, indirectly, it means that the market is not really, aggressively buying the stock anymore and is aggressively selling the stock right now. So anyway, for this video, forget about, the bearish case. You guys already heard about it numerous times. Let's just all of a sudden, let's just say, let's just go over the bullish case, right? Let's go over, is there a chance to see a new all-time high, within a year? Is there a chance to at least come back up to the $300-400 level? Let's go over that today, right? So I'm not going to talk about the bearish case that much. Let's just focus on the bullish case. So what has happened, right? Well, we saw a massive leg down historically, right, from about 544 to about 233, right? And then we saw a correction up, and then we saw the second leg down. The second leg down was targeting right around 143. Now, it has not gotten there yet. So that's a good sign, right? It's typically a good sign that a measurement target, isn't reached for the bulls towards the downside. It means that it's showing a little bit of more, buying strength. So let's just say we do bottom out right now at 166. We don't go any lower right here at the 166 level, and that is the lows. Then where can we go, right? Let's say we don't go any lower than 166. Well, we could probably come back up to at least the 228 level. Typically, what happens when price breaks through a support, it can come back to that level and then probably test it for either support again or resistance. So that is right around the 230s. So, you could see about from current price, you could see about a 33%, 34% movement higher if all of a sudden we did hypothetically bottom out. So, 40% up to the 235, that's not bad. So that is the first level. And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, we do break it, right? Where would we go next? Well, I would say if we do break that level, I think it has a good shot to come back up to the 360s, right? Maybe the 320s first, and then probably the 360s. Why? Because it looks like price is in this macro downward channel. So you take the highs to the lows, and then a lower high, and then a lower high, lower low. A lot of times it can come back up to that trend line channel, which is right over here, right? We have resistance here, here, and then it can make another one right over here. So yes, and we went down pretty quickly as well too. So a V bottom reversal potentially can occur for the stock. So again, these are all hypotheticals. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I don't think it's going to do any of this, except maybe come back to the 237. If Bitcoin gets really bullish all of a sudden. But I'm just saying, like, I just want to cover the bullish case, like what is really, realistically possible for MSTR in the current situation it is facing on the technical side. So yes, if we do bottom, it could come back up to the 230s. That is, pretty realistic. I would say that's very realistic. It's not out of the question. 360s, 370s, a little bit of unrealistic, just because you need to see let's just take a look at the gain, right, from current price to that level, I mean, that is a very large amount, right? That's 100%, right? You're doubling the stock price in what, a few months, from being beaten down this hard. Typically that doesn't happen. It can, but I don't expect it to. So 360s, just it's just less probability, right? The higher we go, the less and less probability it is to get to those levels. The 230s, not that uh, low of a probability. I'd say about, if we bottom out now or at the 140, getting up to the 230s, about a 40% chance, I would say 40 to 50% chance, which is pretty high. 360s, 370s, that's probably like a 20% chance based on right now. Now let's go up even higher. Let's go to the 400s, right? The 430 level. Can we get up to the 430 level? Well, let's just take a look at that right now. From current price to 430, you're asking for 138% gain in share price. Can that happen in that short amount of time? Well, everything else is kind of topping out and pumping. Probably not. I'd say it's about a 10% chance, right, to get up there. Why? Because there's a lot of resistance. First, we got to go to the 230s. Then we got to get to the 300s. And then the high 300s, a lot of resistance over here, 360s, 370s. And then you can get to the 400s, right? So I say 10% chance if we bottom out right now. So it's definitely possible, but not probable. Now let's go to the all-time high, right? All-time high was only there for one day, right? There was only one candle that hit the all-time high. We did not see a double top or a triple top. We weren't trading around the all-time high. All that happened was we really just touched it, and then we got rejected from it immediately in the same day. In the same day, price was at 542, and then it closed at 397 in the same day. That was a huge drop. From high to close, that was a 26% drop in one single day, right? So can we get back up to the 543 level, right? The all-time high, the blow-off top that occurred. Probably maybe a 2% chance, right? 2 to 5% chance, I would say, of getting into all-time high from current price. That would be about, what, a 200% gain? A 200% gain in share price, right? That is more than a double. That's a triple. You need to see a triple in price. And that's based off of everything that we have seen already. In 1 year, it's already lower than where we were. Again, I'm just going off the bullish case, assigning it a probability in my opinion. So probably less than a 5% chance of getting up to the prior all-time high based on the current trend, right? Obviously, if we start coming up to the 230s, okay, I'll give it maybe 7% chance. If we come up to the 360s, well, there you go. Now it's about a 15% chance, right? So the probability for these targets are getting lower the more lower we go, but the probability goes up the higher we go. So obviously the first one would be right around the 230s, 240s. It's going to have the highest probability of being reached, even if we do go lower. So that's the bullish case for MSTR. Not really that much to say, in my opinion. It does not look that strong right now. Look at NVIDIA, look at Apple, look at Google. I mean, those are, uptrends, right? Those trends are strong. And then you look at MSTR, even Tesla. Tesla looks like it's about to make a new all-time high. I think it's going to continue moving up higher. It looks pretty good. But MSTR, I really like it long term. I just don't want to buy things at a bad price. If I can get something at a deal, then I rather wait. Especially if I can read the chart and understand that the market is really not, trying to buy the stock at right now, because it looks like it's trying to come back to lower prices first and then potentially bottom out for higher prices. So that's the bullish case for MSTR. We went over kind of the first, second, and third targets, and then the fourth target, the all-time high, the probability for them. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin, just lackluster performance, right? It made a low about $80,000 about a week or two ago, week and a half, whatever. And we're still trading at the $91,000 level. Kind of bad performance, right? You don't want to see it slowly go up. You want it reverse very strongly, especially after a huge drop down lower. All of a sudden, are we going to start seeing, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 candles? Probably not. It'd be nice, but as long as more time goes on, I'm thinking, we have seen a top, just because the performance for the bulls has been pretty bad. Unless, this is going to drag out until March or April of next year. I think that's always a possibility, right? This can be extended. So again, it's still bullish no matter what, right? If you look at the weekly chart, let's take a look at let me clear all the drawings. Let's look at the weekly chart. This is still undoubtedly in a long-term uptrend, right? The macro uptrend has not been broken, right? So this is a nice uptrend making higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows. We almost made a new low, but we didn't, right? It's still a higher low. And then we could see a new higher high. So undoubtedly, undeniably, this is in a macro uptrend, right? So as long as we're still trending up, then it's not over till it's over, basically, right? So Bitcoin is just taking its time. This could drag out, several more months, but still it's in an uptrend, right? So that's why I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt for this making a new all-time high rather than MSTR, because the macro structure has not been damaged or broken. It hasn't been good at all this year, but it doesn't mean it's the end, right? Still bullish until it's not. So as right now, just you got to give it more time, unfortunately. MSTR, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Again, let's go over the bullish case only. Well, the 2 legs down could be coming to an end soon. If not already, we can see a strong reversal develop. You look for the 230 level, 237 first, and then you can go up from there. The 320s, 360s, 370s, 450s, and then 540s. But lower probability, obviously, from the highest to the lowest price. So it's the highest probability for the lowest price first, and then so on. It gets lower than from there. I don't really see anything else. I can draw any other trend line. This is probably the shallowest you can go. It's already invalidated. So yeah, all I have to say for the bullish case is that we're probably coming to an end soon of this correction. We're obviously overextended. The target is approaching, expecting a bounce. It could come back all the way to the 230s. And then we'll go from there, right? So that's all I have for MSTR. Last analysis for November. Still really like a long term. It'd be really nice to start picking up the shares, $100 and below. That'd be pretty good. I still think this is a winner stock fundamentally, because I believe in Bitcoin. So I think this is a winner, but it's just it's gonna be volatile, right? It's gonna be volatile on the way. I'm pretty sure in 3 to 4 or 5 years, this would be a steal, but I'm not willing to buy it right now. And then, when I could just get it at, I believe, a lower price and get more shares for my fiat currency. In my opinion, right? Do whatever you guys want. This is just what I think's going to occur in the future. I think we will probably see $100 and sub $100 when actually the Bitcoin bear market starts, right? Bitcoin only dropped about 38%. Wait till it drops 50, 60, 70%, right? What is MSTR going to do now? I don't think it's going to be able to go up, when Bitcoin is going down. Obviously, it can, because they're not 100% correlated, but I'm just saying typically, that's probably not going to occur. So all I have for today is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time. Be safe, have fun, and do great things.